The political headlines with Roger Putnam of Putnam Roby Williamson Communications and Brian Schimming of Midwest Strategy, also vice chair of the state Republican Party. We see a shift in numbers in the latest Marquette Law School poll. Both Governor Scott Walker and challenger Mary Burke received support from 46%. And keep in mind, Walker led 48 to 41% in March. So what do you make of this?
Well, I tell you, I think that it's pretty shocking, I think, by all accounts. I mean, if you look at the top lines of it being head-to-head, that's a shift of 5 or 6 points. That by itself is interesting. But I think in how it's happened organically for Burke. She's been just doing the old-fashioned, meet and greets around the state, while the Republicans have spent, Republican supporters have been spending millions of dollars on the air. And all that's happened is Burke has gained ground. And I think if you peel away some of the numbers, where the demographics are, Burke has gained in men. She's always been strong and gained in women. Independent voters and most remarkably, the youth vote has swung 13 points in her favor since the last poll in March.
Well, we've always said the race was going to be a close race. What's finally happening for Mary Burke, interestingly, is that her own base is finally coming with her. Finally, it's 6 months to go before the election. Roger and the Democrats must be the only people who are really shocked. They've had the only state in the country to have 2 gubernatorial elections in 3 years. They spent $50 million trying to get Scott Walker out of office, and they're breaking out the champagne because now they've gotten close. It'll be a close race down to the end, and like the other ones, Scott Walker will win.
Let's talk about turnout, because this may be key, and the poll points this out. It actually showed that of those absolutely certain to vote, so not just registered voters, but certain to vote, Walker leads 48 to 45%. So do you agree that this will be a key factor?
Well, I think it's certainly a factor. Turnout's a factor. We've got, the state Republican Party's got 16 offices out around the state. We're adding 5 or 6 more here in the next month or two. So we're going to be doing more than we've ever done before on turnout. That's what we want. We want that kind of turnout. And frankly, Mary Burke's bigger problem is she can't, at some point she has to start answering questions. Will she cancel the tax cuts? Will she go back to Jim Doyle's spending? All of those, when she answers those questions, the polling may not look so good.
2 quick comments. Mary Burke has an all-star team. The reason why you're seeing these numbers move is because they know what they're doing. Numbers are moving. The other thing is that when it comes to turnout is that that will help the turnout. The other thing is that the Republicans have done everything in their power to limit turnout, and so that's why turnout has been such a mainstay of voter ID and all these things to limit access.
Roger, Brian, we're out of time, but thanks so much. We appreciate your insights as always, and we will be back right after this.